This troll channel, Jan Hersh, once again, it's hard to know how many people are involved in the trolling. It could be multiple people in different locations. It could be multiple people in the same location, or it could be um, one or two or three people using different personas, writing in different styles. Um, Eventually you get to know that some people are definitely different based upon reading their messages over an extended period. People have different ways of phrasing things and so on. But on the other hand, it could be that some of these trolls are using different method acting in order to get into character. They might have different ways of talking to make it look as if they're different people. I mean, there wouldn't be anything to stop them making deliberate typing mistakes in order to make it seem that one person is one person, and then you could have another channel where you write in a different style, with different spelling and all the rest of it, and that would make it seem as if these people, well, I'm not trying to put ideas into their head, these people study the trolling. For them, trolling is like a university subject for these people. I mean, there's contracts on persona management software. The government put out contracts so that companies can produce software that appears to replicate the as if these people are just standard idiots online, right? I mean, it's not too difficult. Technology, it's hard to replicate the opinions of an intelligent man online. Very, very difficult. But it's rather easy for channels to be invented that seem to produce total morons, which are plausible in real world we live in, because there are lots of morons out there. So there's nothing to stop these people being morons. So here we have a guy called Jan Hersh, right? It's a troll, and I'll prove this guy is a troll, not just because he's been attacking me for a long, long time, but because if you look here, it says here, you have absolutely no proof that Jews did 9/11 or that Google is evil. Well, I never really said that Jews did 9/11. No, I don't think Jews did 9/11. Some people who claim to be Jewish were part of a greater plot and did 9/11. Indeed, some people. Some people do that, and other people don't. The vast majority of Jewish people have nothing whatsoever to do with 9/11, were not consulted, and probably didn't know what's going on. Right, so this is the way things are. Um, Hold on a second. Okay, so I want to make it clear that I'm not blaming Jewish people for 9/11. I'm not blaming um, American people for the Vietnam War. I'm not blaming Britain for the London bombings. Okay, but I would like to say that the people who were blamed are innocent. So we need to find out who did it. Now, if patsies and innocent parties are blamed for things they didn't do, I believe I have every right to point that out. Okay? Now, the way the Zionists work is this. They attempt to smear Jews for something they didn't do. Yes, it's true that people who self-identify or claim to be Jewish did in fact were major participants in these acts. I mean, obviously you can't bring down skyscrapers in New York City without the permission and complicity of thousands of agents, government agents. I mean, that's simply a fact. So 9/11 was done by many, many different people, some of whom claim to be Jewish. The vast majority of Jewish people had no involvement whatsoever in 9/11. The vast majority of Israelis had no involvement. And I'm sure most Jewish people, who probably are just as stupid as we are and think that actually it was Muslims who did it, have been duped. Okay, they've been duped. Now, I'm not going to blame the people who do crimes are the people who do crimes. right? I'm never going to blame an entire community for the actions of an individual. I have never said Jews did 9/11, right? Um, well, I might have typed it at some point. I'm sure I must have done. Certainly, some Jews were involved, okay? Or some people who say they were Jewish. These people are not religious. They just use Judaism as a smokescreen, or as because they think it'll help them avoid getting blamed. Because a lot of Jewish people think, oh, the reason people think we did 9/11 is because people hate us. It's just prejudice, right? And that's how they've been treated. That's how they've been trained. They've been trained to believe that anyone who blames them for anything is a racist, right? And it's just racism. They don't need to look at the evidence. So once again, I must point this out clearly. I am not blaming Jews or Israel for 9/11. In fact, America probably had more role in 9/11 than Jews did, or at least American people, American Jews. It could never have happened without the full cooperation and participation of all American agencies, CIA, NSA, FBI, New York Police, New York Emergency Management, New York Mayor's Office, the Fire Brigade. They were all involved in it, all of them. I mean, this is a pretty big problem, isn't it, when you have this type of corruption in our society? Very, very big problem. And he says here, you've got no proof that Google is evil. Well, I have got proof that Google is evil, because Google have allowed hundreds of troll channels impersonating me, using my image and name illegally, to smear me, harass me, threaten me, defame me, troll me, pester me, abuse me, libel me, over a 5-year period. And Google will do nothing to stop it, even though they've been notified on multiple occasions. Instead of attacking the people who are committing illegal acts, Google actually attacks me instead. Just goes to show they like to blame the victim, blaming the victim. Now let's have a look at Jan Hersh, shall we? This is Jan Hersh. Hersh being a Jewish name. 1 follower. There's nothing about it, these channels. So this basically, you can see here, Xenoist 12, presumably this is from a long, long time ago. Unfortunately, Google no longer give timestamps. This is a trick to muddle history. There's no reason why they can't give an actual timestamp and date stamp here, but they won't do it. So this has been up for a long, long time. This particular screen grab was taken a long, long time ago. Obviously, Xenoist 2 was talking sense, and then this troll channel, Jan Hersh, decided to flag all of his stuff as spam, right? This is trolling. They go through the thing and flag things as spam, flag as spam, flag as spam, in an attempt to, you know, and you can't unflag it either. This particular problem doesn't seem to exist at the moment, but it was a tactic that they used a lot in the past to try and remove legitimate content, to try and prevent people from having a look at it. It's all very disappointing. I wish more people were aware of it. And also, I'd like to take issue with people who claim that I have no right to publicize the attacks on me personally. You have to understand there are two aspects of my channel. The first aspect is I'm interested in the truth about the world we live in, right? Never said I knew it all, never claimed to be the oracle at Delphi, but interested in learning and looking for the truth. The second aspect is that because of my search for the truth, this makes me very unpopular with people who don't want the truth to be revealed and attack me. So I am getting attacked personally. These are criminal activities, and I have a right, in addition, to protect myself and to expose people who are, because I believe that if we can prove that the government and Google and agencies working for Google and the government are actually manufacturing stalking online and creating trolling online, right? You see, the vast majority of people don't realize that a lot of the trolling online is not done by individuals, but it's done by the government and agencies working for the government and for government-approved entities such as Google, right? Why do you think Google are allowed to get away with tax dodging? If you had a small shop selling, you know, widgets, the government would make sure you paid all your taxes, and if you didn't, you'd be in deep trouble. But because you're Google, you can get away with it. So I think you'll agree. This is the screen grab from the flannel channel Jan Hersh, and he's flagged all the comments on ZenOS 2. I wouldn't be surprised if ZenOS 2 channel no longer exists. I'll have a look for it. As part of a stalking and harassment campaign, force flagging. This is an example of force flagging. It happens to my channel. It happens to lots of decent channels on the internet. But you'll notice that for some reason, Alex Jones's channel never gets taken down, or that some other channels that seem to be taken down, such as PK, are only taken down in order to be put back up again, so that when PK re-emerges, everybody will think, oh wow, PK, wow, you know, you must be telling the truth because Google took you down. Yes, Google took PK down and brought him back up again, right, as part of a strategy. I was taken down and I wasn't allowed back on. There's a very, very big difference. Thank you for listening.